And a good morning to you, wherever you may be on this big blue marble. It's Walt coming to you live and in color from Dallas Lovefield this time with another edition of Runway DFW. Well, let me get everything all lined up here. Get our little bugs in. That's what we call them, little bugs that let you know where we're coming to you from. Let me put this one in here. Okay, so there you see the time. There you see where we are. We've got 3 cameras for you this morning. And we're on top of one of the garages here at Dallas Lovefield. So we'll be able to bring you trains and planes and cars. Here's our first arrival of the morning. Looks like it's flight 673, Southwest Airlines from Oakland, California, 737 MAX. MAX 8. Now here you're going to see one of the attractions for today. Dallas Lovefield is about the 34th busiest airport in the U.S. Normally they have 2 runways, one on the east side and one on the west side. But today, this week, starting this week, they're down at just 1 runway. One runway handling all of their arrivals and all of their departures. So it should be interesting. We should have a lot of action for you this morning. I'm a little unhappy with the way my tripod's set up. Okay, well, whatever. We've got Flight 100 off to Los Angeles. It'll be another MAX 8. We have South Flow going this morning, so these runways are angled from northwest to southeast. So they'll be taking off. The planes will be taking off towards the southeast, landing from the northwest here at the airport. Let's see if this works today. Let's see here. We've got Beaker and Honeydew on board. Taxi on over to that like button and show your support for Runway DFW. Thank you, Beaker and Honeydew, one of our great mods. Steve Lundaby says good morning. Hello to you, Steve. This plane's coming in from Tulsa. 737-800. And they do get loud right in front of us. So let's see, we've got 2 planes, 2 planes poised for takeoff on this steamy Thursday morning here in North Texas. So I believe this will be Flight 100 off to Los Angeles, a MAX 8. Warren Rodriguez says, good morning, everyone, for very soggy North Carolina. Skittles is here from the great Pacific Northwest, wishing us a good morning. And it's very early for Skittles, although I know she's got a lot of traveling to do in her profession. So she's got to get up early and sit in her car and watch Runway DFW. But I kid you, Skittles. Hope to see you at Cranky Dork Fest next month. Flight 201 Southwest Airlines off to Houston. Another MAX 8 is poised for takeoff. Here at Dallas Lovefield. And we may be visiting here a little more often due to the fact that there's only one runway here, so all the action is taking place right here on this one runway. They're doing some reconstruction work there on the east side of the airfield, putting down a new surface. Oh no, Skittle says, I've got COVID, so I am at home. That's going around again, isn't it? Well, public service announcement. If you haven't gotten your booster shot, probably be a good reminder to do that. Warren says, I'll be in DFW via layover on August 19th. Well, we have a good trip. Nova Rain says, hey-ho, Walton chat peeps. Hello to you, Nova. So, yonder cometh flight 4386. This one's going to San Antonio. This is a good old 737-700 model. We don't have a really great look at the Dallas skyline from this location where we are. It's kind of occluded by shrubbery, but I'll show you what we've got. So there it is, downtown Dallas, or at least a portion of downtown Dallas. I was trying to remember where we were last time we came to you from this side of the field, and I think we were up one level higher. But I was making some last-minute judgments as to where we should be, and so this wound up being where we are. Did I say good morning to Doug Houston? If I didn't, I will say good morning to you, and I will second that with Bill Calden. Thank you, Bill, for being here with us. John Kelly Grant saying good morning from San Antonio, Texas. And Pittsburgh Don, one of our mods, at work waiting for my delivery truck, just came in to like and say hi and say hello, goodbye, have a good day, folks. Well, thank you for checking in with us, Don. Now we've got a plane arriving. Let's check it out on Runway DFW from Dallas Lovefield. This is coming in from Houston, Texas. 737-800. We've got a super chat coming in from Scott Helmka. A $10 super chat. Good morning, Walt from Saginaw, Michigan. Have a great show on this Thursday morning. Thank you so much, Scott. Much appreciated. Tom Hubin says, good morning, Walt and y'all from Wisconsin. High temp here is only 77. I spent 4 years in Grapevine area during COVID. Try to stay cool. Well, one reason we are coming to you at such an early hour is because of the temperatures, which are a part of summertime here in North Texas. So we'll be buttoning things up here at around 9:15 or so as we watch a dart train going out, and this plane we just saw coming in now passing by us noisily. Say good morning to all the fine personnel of Southwest Airlines who are about to embark on a pretty big change. As announced last month, Southwest is going to start having assigned seats. And in all of its 50-year history, that'll be a first. And as I said before, that would encourage me to fly on Southwest, because I really was kind of put off by the whole cattle car seating arrangements over the years. And I've flown on Southwest occasionally, but it wasn't really, I don't know, I couldn't say that I really was keen on it. So I may have to try that out. Going short here on runway 13 right is this Southwest jet from New Orleans. It's a 737-700, a 22-year-old aircraft. Headed over to the terminal. We can't see the terminals from our vantage point here. It's one nice thing about the east side is we can get a perch where we can get some terminal action, planes pulling up to the jet bridge and being serviced, bags coming in and out. But from this point, we just more or less get the runway view. That's an hour and 5-minute flight from New Orleans. We have a Pilatus PC-12 NGX about ready to take off. This is a single-engine plane. Destination unspecified. Lovefield serves a mix of commercial planes, mostly or overwhelmingly Southwest Airlines, although I did see a Delta 717 lifting off as I was setting up. I wish I could have captured that for you. You don't see too many of those around these parts. I know if you're in Atlanta, you'll see the 717 still in operations for Delta. So we're waiting on this Pilatus plane here. There it is. The foliage is confusing our autofocus. Well, we've lost our GoPro camera. Wouldn't you know? So we're down at 2 cameras today. Stephen Woodall says hi from Heathrow. Well, good to see you, Stephen. Let me dial up our stream here. Need to monitor our stream as well as acknowledging people who are contributing to us. That's not what I wanted. Okay, that's that. There's my channel. Here's our stream. So our current software is not letting us salute our membership goals, or membership anniversaries, I should say. Brian Henry, member for 14 months. Thank you for being here with us for that long. Brian says, good morning, Walt. Some Southwest action I see. Stay cool. Thank you, Brian. And Gerard, one of our mods over there in the Netherlands, now a member for 14 months, and also, as I said, a mod. Already 14 months part of the Runway DFW family. Thank you so much, Gerard, for that. And Gerard, you'll see popping up all over the place on Aviation streams, and we're so happy to have him a part of this one here. All right, let's see. So now we're down to 2 cameras. Let's see what we can show you. We're in a little lull here. We can peek into a hangar across the way. And what do we see there? See something that looks kind of stars and stripey. But I don't know what that is. Silsek is greeting us from Germany. Happy to have you here amongst us here at Runway DFW at Dallas Lovefield. As I said, it's kind of a steamy Thursday morning. We're just now starting to get some hints of sunrise as we look across the field here to a building with the sun being reflected in it. And we're waiting for some more action. As I said, we are overlooking the exclusive and only runway in operation at Dallas Lovefield right now, so we expect it's going to get a little busier as the morning goes on. Bill called him, or I'm sorry, I missed that message before. Was that a Pilates? I think that's how you, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. That doesn't sound right, does it? Here's a DART train at a crossing across from us. You can see it's the green line headed up towards Louisville, Texas. It is partially elevated, the green line is, or the DART light rail system is, and part of it is at surface level, and there are crossings. And when it gets downtown, it runs through some downtown streets.
347 left tower, runway 13 right, clear to land, company depart by route.
South 347, clear to land, 13 right.
So you hear the traffic there. Southwest Flight 347 coming in from San Antonio, Texas. That'll be a MAX 8.
Southwest 1045, disregard. Chance to take our plans, hold short, runway 13 right.
So we'll circle around to bring you that view. Lori Smith says, well, good morning, Walt. Good morning, everyone from China, or from China Spring, near Waco. And that's in Texas. I see a few trains at one of our great members in the house with us. And I know that these morning streams, or at least morning here in the U.S., helps us reach some of our European viewers who we don't normally get to see when we do our late night U.S. broadcasts. So we welcome all of our viewers from around the world. So, once again, this is Flight 347 from San Antonio coming in.
3772 left tower, runway 13 right, clear to land, company depart by route. Clear to land, 13 right, 3772. Roger.
So there are several turnoffs for the jets as they land. As it gets busier, I'm sure they'll be encouraged to take the closest turnoff they can. This one's going a little longer than some of the others we've seen. Becky Davies is here with us, saying a good afternoon, Walt and Gerard. A few trains out, who we mentioned a little while ago, is here celebrating 15 months of membership, which our software is not currently picking up. I can't show you that that milestone message, so I apologize for that very much. But I do certainly appreciate your membership. What do we got here? Plane we just saw taking off is a MAX 8 going to Atlanta. Flight 2485. And going Got another flight coming in from Lubbock, Texas, a 737-800. Southwest flight 1991. As I mentioned earlier, Delta does fly here. We saw Delta flight go out earlier. Alaska Airlines also flies into Dallas Lovefield.
2023, looks all right.
Charlie, 20, Southwest 37.
And as you can see, this plane takes a little quicker route to scoot around to get to the terminal area. And we have two planes lined up to take off. First is which is off to New Orleans, flight 2023. That'll be a 737-700. And the next flight is off to San Jose, California. This will be a MAX 8. And we're talking about flight number 1991. And you can hear a plane getting clearance to land as this one has yet to take off, so the tolerances are close today, but of course the air traffic controllers know exactly what they're doing. All right, our action has subsided for the moment. But just for the moment, because we've got flight 4127 arriving from St. Louis. This will be a 727-700. And as you probably know, Southwest Airlines exclusively flies Boeing 737s. There were a couple of times in its history when it did have some other aircraft types in its fleet after mergers and whatnot, but they quickly re-standardized on the 737 for operational efficiencies. Southwest has always been about efficient operations. Very quick turnarounds have been its hallmark.
Detected a 4 via Charlie Delta, monitor the ground, 0.7519.
Charlie Delta, monitor ground, 10, Southwest 4127.
Darrell Ann Monroe checking in from South Africa. Hey, Walt, how are you doing today? Hello from a warm and sunny Durban, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 degrees Celsius. Did I miss a super chat from Kevin Kelly? I did indeed. $2 super chat. Kevin says good morning, and I say good morning back to you, and I say also thank you so much for that super chat, Kevin. So glad you're with us. And how are you this morning, cockpit crew? Doing okay? That plane looks a little beat up in the morning sun. Well, we've got an aircraft arriving. Let's see if I can pick it out of the sky here. A Cessna 560 Citation 5. Origination point unspecified. Coming to you live and in color from Dallas Lovefield at the aviation friendly time of 7:07.
Romeo Charlie, where you parked?
We're going to meet AC Romeo Charlie.
Roger, left parent, Charlie 5, ground, 0.75, tickets there.
75 over the ground, Romeo Charlie.
So beyond the Southwest Airlines planes we see here, we do see a lot of private jets. Part of the scene here at Lovefield. Lori Smith, loving these shots and angles. Well, we don't have as many angles as we normally do, owing to the fact that one of our cameras has petered out here. And we don't have our usual 4-camera setup. We started with 3, but one of them conked out our somewhat unreliable GoPro. I don't know if it's a battery issue or what it is with this camera. I was going to try to show you it here. There it is. Who's given us a gifted membership here? That's Kevin Kelly gifting a Runway DFW membership. Thank you so much, Kevin. That's a super thing for you to do. And Keith is the recipient of that membership. So, well, there's our inoperative GoPro. So we're down to the what I like to call the camera on top of the car as our sole backup camera here. So there it is, just for reference. That camera provides us with this view. And it's a view of me waiting with you for more action here at Runway DFW at Dallas Lovefield. We should be seeing shortly Flight 611 coming in from Austin, Texas, a 737-700. But it ain't here yet. And Gerard says that's a no-go pro. Yes, it is, Gerard. Yeah, the camera seems to be okay, but for some reason, if the battery gets below a certain level, even though it's plugged in to an auxiliary power source, it just doesn't seem to want to continue working for some reason. So be it.
Runway runway 13 right, clear land.
So you probably heard we have a landing clearance for Flight 611 coming in from Austin, Texas, the capital of the state. It's now 7:11 Central Time, and we'll be here with you for about another 2 hours if everything continues to work. Just re-aiming our wild sound microphone. I do believe I see the flight from Austin. So on top of a garage, as you can hear, there's a roadway just underneath us, which takes passengers away from the terminal. Dallas Lovefield, more than a 100-year-old airport. I can't press the button right now to put your message on the screen, Stephanie, but I'm glad to see you here with us. Good morning to you.
746, continue runway 13 right, traffic will be in position.
I would fire my car.
We're using our setup today, which is kind of a hybrid as far as what we'll be using when we travel to, when we go on our trip next month. We're going to Los Angeles on September 13th for the Cranky Dork Fest weekend. And then on that following Monday, so that would be 13, 14, 15, 16th, we will be getting aboard a Korean Air Airbus A380 for a journey to Seoul. And we hope to bring you at least a few live broadcasts from there, from Incheon Airport. And we'll probably bring you some other content related to the color and excitement of Seoul, South Korea. And we'll be there through the 27th of September, so should be an exciting time for us and for you, I hope. That was Flight 4050. It's off to Nashville. 737-800. We've got two planes lined up to take off, but I think first,
Tower 71588.
flight 746 arriving from, oh no, I guess we've got one coming, got one taking off before that.
All right, continue, 13 right.
There's the part of the show where I'm going to start not being able to keep up with everything. Look at that. That plane just landed, or just took off, and here's one that's just now touching down on the same runway. Anyway, I'm going to have a hard time keeping up with all these flights. So that was flight 2680 to Denver, 737-700. I think we've now got a short period of waiting for the next activity. Probably not a very long one. No, not long at all, because we've got a flight coming in from Birmingham, Alabama. Flight 1588 is 737 MAX 8. Well, if you like Southwest Airlines, you've come to the right place.
Charlie going to gate 12 from 15.
Charlie Delta to 12 on the ground point on 1588.
Alright, Charlie Delta, monitor ground point 75.
280 left, hour and a half, door set, runway 13 right, for signal.
The JSX flight to Houston Hobby Airport looks like it's going to be our next activity here on 13 right.
Strike 280 cancel, got post 13 right.
This will be an ERJ, an Embraer 145LR. JSX being one of those scheduled charter airlines. I think that's how they describe themselves. Stephanie says, does ATC get wind of Runway DFW being on the air and queue up in takeoffs and landings to see if they can overwhelm you? No, I don't think so. Well, as we've mentioned here, for those of you who are just joining us, Lovefield is down to one runway. Normally there's two, one on the east side and one on the west side. But today, and for another couple of months, I think, as they reconstruct the east side runway, this is it. All we got is 13 right and 36 left when the wind is blowing in the other direction. But yes, a single runway for operations, takeoffs and landings. Now normally they have those two runways which they can split for to kind of keep things balanced out. So all the action is playing out right in front of us here. Michelle RS, one of our great members and mods, says it's already hot in Dallas. Yeah, that's one way to put it, I guess. Bluff. Another JSX flight, which is going to Denver, is now rolling down 13 right. No, I'm sorry. This is a flex jet. Sorry. This is a flex jet going to Denver. An Embraer Phenom 300. Etienne Joseph says, hello, good morning all. Hello to you. Nice to have you here with us. Beaker and Honeydew likes the JSX cool racing stripes. It's kind of a weird look, but I guess it's distinctive. H. Dot also likes that. Abraham Hernandez says, well, I work at Walt. I work at Business Jet as their IT, and most of my day is spent watching unique private aircraft taking off right in front of my face. Well, that sounds like a very interesting job. If you're a little confused, we are coming to you live from Dallas Lovefield on this Thursday morning. Normally we're at DFW Airport, but because of the, well, one, because of the heat, two, because here on the west side of Dallas Lovefield, we get to look at planes with the sun shining on them instead of behind them, and three, because they're down to one runway and all the action is on one runway. That's why we are at Dallas Lovefield.
Runway inspection in progress for the B7 amendment.
Okay.
There's a dart train, and here comes another dart train. Passing by. And you would think, wow, how convenient. Public transportation, rail transportation just immediately next to the airport, but no, there is no stop for dart trains at Dallas Lovefield. You've got to get off the train and take a bus to go to the airport. We have some runway inspection trucks going on as we see a gifted membership being offered up, and on my little tiny screen here, I can't see who is who is being so nice to us there, But let me look over here, and I will see that is Steve Lundaby gifting 5 Tri-Jet Runway DFW memberships. So, Steve Lundaby, thank you so much for that. And you will see the names of our members popping up on the screen there. So welcome to our new members, and thank you again, Steve Lundaby. And among the new members, I see an old, not an old name, but a name that I recognize from a long time here at Runway DFW, MJ Scanlon Photography. So glad to see you, MJ, and all of our other new members. So let's see, what other news can we tell you about? Oh, I guess Fiji Airways has now made official its arrival at DFW Airport. That's going to start happening in December. So that is very exciting. We'll be on hand for that if we possibly can. Oh, this plane's going to pull up short. Look at that. That's like 284 coming in from Amarillo, Texas.
Charlie Delta behind him, monitor ground number 2.
737-700 model. And getting ready to take off now is flight 937 going to Kansas City. That'll be another 737-700. On Runway DFW, coming to you live from Dallas Lovefield. Just about, what did I calculate? About 11 miles from where we usually hang out. On the right of your screen, you see Flight 3, which will be on its way to Houston shortly. Houston Hobby Airport. That's another 737-700. And now, let's see. So we're waiting for the plane to Flight 937 to take off to Kansas City. And our view down the runway partially obscured by foliage, but we'll be seeing that pop out here in a moment. Wisconsin Dave says, good morning, Walt and crew. Good to see you here, Dave. And MJ Scanlon Photography says that plane from Amarillo is an ex-China Eastern Airlines aircraft. So that's interesting. All right, so I don't see any flights immediately coming in. We have 2 planes poised for takeoff, Flight 937 to Kansas City and Flight 3 to Houston Hobby Airport. Looks like there's still, I see some ground operations vehicles there on the runway, so they're doing a quick inspection. They know that time is of the essence.
Just 192 left back, continue runway 13 right, inspection in progress.
Continue full 13 right. Tower up.
Down 3+1 right, stay. Just 937 left air traffic 5 out there now.
Gary Drentlaw says good morning, Walt and everyone. Hi to you, Gary. And Hannah Cooper says good morning to all with a smiley face. And Beaker and Honeydew, one of our mods, with a reminder to you, if you would like to receive gifted memberships, make sure to turn on the option to receive gifts in the Join button. Gifted memberships are random when they are gifted. Yeah, so they don't go to anybody in particular. If you're logged in and you have that function turned on, then you are eligible for that.
192, wind 1803, runway 13 right, clear land.
13 right, clear to land, Southwest 190.
So it looks like the flight to Kansas City is is taking off, and then right behind it will be an arrival. The arrival is flight 192 coming in from Chicago O'Hare, 737-800. As I try to lock on to that aircraft. And MJ Scanlon with some more information. If you're looking in the chat, he's got information about where these some of these Southwest planes originated. His message scrolled off my screen, so I can't relate to you what he said. I wanted to bring you a look at this. I thought, is this the plane we saw in a hangar earlier? Let me look here. But yes, a very patriotically liveried aircraft there. I don't have the ability to look up that. Well, I guess I can. Read that. And 887LC. So it's a Bombardier Challenger 300, a 16-year-old plane with a private owner. Looks like we've got flight 569 from Chicago Midway Airport. This will be a 737-700.
Southwest 650, visual 13 right.
650 left, continue runway 13 right, traffic may go in position prior to your up.
I'll continue 10 right, 7.
So 3 left, car 13 right, line up, white company, traffic 4 out. South 3, RNF, 13 right, take off, service 2 out, number 1.
RNF door 10,
South 650, runway 13 right, clear left. Southwest, runway 13 right, and turn up 5, line up, white company, stay left.
That was the flight to Houston taking off there. And yeah, I'm losing track of all these planes now. If you're not dialed into the chat, be sure you do, because MJ Scanlon Photography has some great information to impart about where all these planes are coming from, or, you know, what their history is. Ooh, I see a Delta 717 now taxiing. It's going to go to Atlanta, so we're going to have at least get to see us a passenger plane which is not a 737, which in fact, of course, has its roots in the McDonnell Douglas Corporation.
Going to regional 5. Good.
Quality 681, wind 1903, runway 13 right, clear line.
Clear line on 13 right, clear.
BNSF fan David says it's a good day for plane spotting. And by that handle, I would guess you do some train spotting as well. I'm losing it, I'm losing it. Here it is.
report space.
Bob today, executive 46.
530 left, good morning, continue runway, runway 13 right, traffic clear, this is.
Okay, let me see if I can get caught up here. Got a Saab 2000 arriving.
X-ray Alpha, Whiskey India, November left car, 13 right, line up away, traffic 4 out. Tax 930, reduce flow and parking.
It's an air charter. That is a big plane.
Southwest 930.
930 assembly. 1,502, report to index 5, runway heading 3,000.
Runway heading 3,000, Southwest 930.
This is a 29-year-old aircraft. And it's going away from us, so we won't get to see it go by us. I want to make sure we don't miss the air trend. We have a go around here. And I'm sure that happens not infrequently when you're down to one runway on a busy Thursday morning. Let me see if I can figure out what that was. That's flight 930 coming in from Washington, D.C. 737 MAX 8. And we'll see that again, because it's the only place it can land, unless it goes to a different airport. Christopher Speckman says, good morning, Walt and fellow Runway DFW folks from Austin, Texas. Good to see you. Lake Ratatouille says, how's the runway construction going? Well, it just started over on the east side of the airport, so all the operations are going to be over here on the west side of Dallas Lovefield for a bit. MJ Scanlon says that Saab flew NASCAR teams for Hendrick Motorsports in the past. Cool news. Thank you for that, MJ. Devin Barnes checking in from Melbourne, Australia, 10:44 p.m. We are seeing a plane landing there. Couldn't quite make the short turn off there. That plane arriving from Houston, flight 4, 737-700.
King Air 0 Romeo Mike, runway 13 right, clear to go.
There are 3 planes waiting to take off. One of them, Delta Flight 2513, a 717, going to Atlanta. There's a plane taking off now, which was not on my radar. Okay, now we've got flight 3474 arriving from Nashville. So all takeoffs are currently in pause mode.
Ticket 419 left tower, 13 right, line up point, traffic's 5 out.
Split 612, visual 13 right.
Split 612 left tower, clear on the 13 right, traffic 29.
Charlie 3.75, Southwest 3474, expect.
Ticket 419 runway 13 right, clear to go. Southwest 612, wind 1904, runway 13 right, clear left.
Put away on 13 right, left cross 612.
Another aircraft I don't have on my radar. Sarah Deal wants to know, says, Walt, are you in the garage? Well, I'm on top of the garage here at Dallas Lovefield. So the Delta 717 seems to have fallen off my radar. As we have a Pilatus PC-12/45 about to touch down from Memphis, Tennessee. Somewhere over there.
Is that for Southwest 166?
Southwest 1166.
Southwest 1166, 13 right, line of point.
Southwest 612 left turn, Charlie 6, ground point 75, 1 off, Delta layoff.
Delta layoff, Charlie 6, ground 1 off, left cross 612.
Can't tell if this plane is being escorted or if it's
Southwest 1166, our nav door set, 13 right, clear to go.
maybe just being guided.
Down 30, wind 1803, roughly 13 right, clear.
13 right, front line, Southwest 910.
All right, flight 1166, Southwest Airlines is getting ready to blast off here. It's a 737-700 off to St. Louis.
There's up 2513, 113.
That's 2513, Navy 1, 2.
Okay.
So it's 1166, contact reach port today.
Have a good day, Southwest 1166.
MJ Scanlon says, I took a picture of that Pilatus yesterday at Memphis. It makes that run often for Quest Diagnostics. Kevin wants to know how long is the flight between LAX and Seoul. I don't, I didn't really look that up. You'd think I would have by now. I'm sure it's upwards of 10 hours. Well, that one going long. That was a MAX 8 arriving from Washington National Reagan Airport.
Runway 13 right, line of way.
So 2513, line up away, runway 13 right.
And now for your amusement, it's Southwest Flight 1795 going to Las Vegas, a MAX 8. I've noticed that took off with a lot lower trajectory than a lot of the Southwest planes we've seen taking off. All right, I think the Delta plane that we've been waiting for. Again, we don't see too many of these in these parts. Delta 717 off to Atlanta. Flight 2519. Well, unless I'm mistaken, I think Delta and Hawaiian are the only remaining U.S. operators of this aircraft type. Delta was supposed to have been phasing these 717s out here at Lovefield in favor of Airbus A319s, but I don't know what happened with that. Well, the action is non-stop. And I just pushed a button which didn't switch the picture, so we'll have to forego that BizJet takeoff.
Departure 5.
Instead, we will switch over to a view of flight 3729, taking off for Phoenix, Arizona, 737-800.
3729.
It's 1879, left turn runway 13 right, line up away.
13 right, number.
And it's not quite 8 o'clock here in North Texas, and already I'm starting to feel the heat.
Mr. 729, contact reach park today.
Over to Parsons Alpha, 3729.
That's 1879, our nav doorstep, 13 right, clear to go.
Clear for takeoff, 13 right, our nav doorstep, number.
Flight 1879 going to Baltimore, Washington Airport.
737, runway 13 right, line up away.
737-800 is just about to begin its roll on Runway DFW live from Dallas Lovefield. A few trains ZAD is departing us. I can't put your message up there, but I'm glad you could spend a few minutes with us today.
So 1379, contact reach park today.
Park 879.
Number is 9, Whiskey Bravo, our nav doorstep, 13 right, clear to go.
BNSF Fan Davis says, at first I wasn't sure I'd like the current Southwest Airlines livery, but it's really grown on me over the years. So I have to say I'm not a fan of it. It's too, I don't know, too dark or something. Because I like a lighter livery. Lighter. We get some planes like that. Oh no, that was, it did appear on the radar. There's a Bombardier Challenger 604. No destination information shared with us. Next out is Southwest, flight 4710 to Chicago Midway Airport. This is a 737-800. On your home for occasional live streams from Dallas Lovefield, Runway DFW. Let's see, do we have a moment here? Because I should do something like this. You're watching Runway DFW live and in color from Dallas Lovefield in Dallas, Texas. So we've got about another hour or so of live broadcasting for you. Let me check our batteries. I say that because the way I am operating here today is kind of sort of how we're going to be doing it when we go to Los Angeles and Korea later this or next month. We'll be doing things without our usual complement of gigantic battery power. So I'm kind of doing some testing here, operational testing, to see how things go without our usual components. I think we have a special livery here.
Good morning, we're 724 on the visual 13 right on the signature 4. Structure 572 RNAV 07, runway 13 right, close your takeoff. Structure 572 RNAV 07, runway 13 right, close your takeoff. Structure 724, runway 13 right, close your takeoff.
Well, there it goes out of our shot. I believe that was the Triple Crown livery. Was I right about that? Lake Ratatouille responding to another viewer saying, I'm a big fan of Southwest and Lovefield, just not going to be happy with the Southwest changes. We talked a little bit about that. And yes, that was the Triple Crown Special livery.
Tower, I got traffic about 8 out, runway 13 right, line of the lake.
Runway 13 right, southwest, 7372.
I see Beth F in the house. Beth, I did get your your new drawing. I wasn't able to prepare it in time for this broadcast to share it with our viewers, but I will probably next time we're on the air. So thank you for sending that. Beth F kind of deviating from her Lufthansa themes. With something you see often on our pal Kevin at Wellington Flights Live. A Dashie. So I can't wait to show that to you. I just don't have the ability to do that with our current setup. That was flight 3372 off to Austin, Texas. Gabe 48G. Out of Denver, I have choices, and it was always Southwest. Now, with the very bad decision, United will be getting my 6 trips a year to the Twin Cities. I'm sorry, to Atlanta. Sorry, to Orlando. The heat is getting to me, I think. And Beth F says, good morning, Walt. Always a pleasure seeing you live. Yes, whenever I wake up and I look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm alive. That's always a good day. Now, when you have to wake up at 3, what did I get up at today? 3:30, 3:45? It's pretty early. All right. Next arrival, flight 4131 from Kansas City, a 737-700. And where is that thing? There it is, I think. No? Yes. We're starting to get into the time of today's broadcast when screens are being reflected upon by the sun. It's nice to have the sun at your back, but it's also kind of a pain to have the sun shining on your screens. But what are you going to do? As we said earlier, Lovefield is down to one runway. It normally has 2, but one of them is now being torn up and rebuilt over there on the east side, so the west side is open. West side runway was the same thing was done to it a couple of years ago, as I recall. It was closed for a while. So now for at least a couple of months, all the activity here at Lovefield will be taking place on runway 13 right, which is what we're looking at here. It's the longer of the 2 runways here at Lovefield. Global Travel says, good morning. I'm flying to Dallas Lovefield from San Antonio this evening. Well, we will not be with you for that long today, unfortunately. But I hope you have a safe flight. Ms. Wolf 13 checking in. Hello, Walt. I finally got the stream. I have missed this stream. Well, we are over the moon that you were able to find us here today and hang out with us. We're only going to be here with you for, what, another, what is the time? 8:11. About another 50 minutes or so before we're going to pack up and go about our regular work business. Because I do have another job. Carolina Aviation says, good morning, Walt. This location is amazing. Well, thank you, Carolina Aviation. Be sure to check out the Carolina Aviation channel here on YouTube. We've got an Embraer Phenom 300 about to touch down on 13 right. No departure airport is available on Flight Radar 24, so we'll just watch it coming on in here. Stephanie says, you know, Texas heat is intense when to look at a park seeing mud puddles from children's ice cream and later realize those puddles weren't ice cream, they were squirrels. Well, I don't know about that, Stephanie. But it is something when, you know, you can't go to a park in the summertime a lot of time with a kid because, you know, you can't sit on the swings, you can't go down the slides, everything is just too hot to deal with. Southwest Flight 4037 from the Mile High City of Denver about to come on down. It's a MAX 8.
Southwest 187 left tower, company traffic 4 out, runway 12 right, line boy.
We have a plane that's cleared for takeoff. I believe it's going to Nashville. Flight 187, 737-800.
South 28, contact departure, good day.
Such a good day, South 28.
3 going Charlie, contact ground point 75.
Charlie 3 going Charlie to ground 147.
Arriving from Little Rock, Arkansas, flight 4515 is 737 700.
On that door set, let's head off 13 right.
Leighton Calhoun says, good morning, Mr. Walt. Are you going to be live on August 10th, 11th, 12th? What is today? Today is the 8th. August 10th would be Saturday. So it's likely we will be live on Saturday or Sunday. I don't know about Monday. There are several reasons why we're not live more often. One of them in the summertime is the Texas heat. Related to that would be weather. Now, we don't have any really great places to watch planes when it's rainy, although we can from here at Dallas Lovefield from a lower level of the parking garage. And the other reason we would not broadcast is because I've got a regular job, which is one reason we have to end this in about 40 minutes from now. I see Josh Aldrich in the house up there from Oklahoma City, one of our great mods and channel members. Speaking of channel members, you know, before this time escapes me, I want to say thank you to all of our channel members. So that is what I'm going to do here. So I'll take out that box. So we're going to say thank you to all the Runway DFW channel members as of last night. Now let me see if I can read them off the screen because we don't have our regular screen going today. Of course, we say a big thank you to our channel sponsor, James Webb. I've got to switch the cameras here. Well, I may not be able to read off your names today, as I usually do for our Quad Jet members. I think I can do this now. So it'll be a little out of sync because I'm reading them from the recording, but here's the Quad Jet members, the Runway DFW Quad Jet members, as of last night at 9 o'clock. 757 Chip, A-list flyer Chris, Alan J, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew, Beve, Cubs Win, Dan Griffiths, Deborah Klein, and I know this doesn't match up with what you're seeing on the screen, but this is what I'm seeing. Dimitri H, Dwayne C, James Webb, Josh Aldrich, Kai, Kevin Kelly, KS Avgeek, Lori M, Michelle RS, Michael Flannery, I got those out of order, didn't I? Mike G, Pete Nordine, R. Bauer 25, Raina Taylor, S-35 Bonanza pilot, Sarah Deal, the real deal, Skittles, Steve Lundaby, and Will Hutchison. Those are our quad jet members, and you are seeing now the tri-jet members. That will be followed, of course, by the twin jet members, and I thank all of you for your support of this channel. An Embraer Phenom 300 getting ready to take off. Going to Midland, Texas.
Digit 300 left tower, runway 13 red, line away.
Where did that plane come from, you ask, Walt? That was Flight 4160 coming in from Baltimore, Washington International Airport. A MAX 8.
300, RNAV door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff. Southwest 2055, left tower, runway 13 right.
We have several planes now on the takeoff pad at 13 right here. First of which is this one, an Embraer Phenom 300. This is the one that's going to Midland. And now for your aviation enjoyment, flight 2055, 737-700. This one off to New Orleans.
Go. Southwest 1744, left down, runway 13 right, line of sight.
13 right, line of sight, Southwest 1744.
Flights, my mouth not working. Flight 1744 off to Chicago O'Hare Airport is next on the Runway DFW Dallas Lovefield checklist. This is a 737-700.
Runway 13 right, clear to take off.
RNAV 0 set, clear to take off, 13 right, Southwest 1744.
Southwest 2217, runway 13 right, clear to land, wind calm.
Runway 13 right, Southwest 2217.
Just receiving news now that my grandson is home sick today on the second day of school. He had kind of a bad cough yesterday, and I guess it's not gotten any better. So Mason, if you're watching, which I know you're not, but sending it out there. Hope you feel better soon. Mason and I went to a Major League Baseball game on Sunday. We went to see the Texas Rangers play the Boston Red Sox. And it was my first visit to the Texas Rangers indoor facility, indoor stadium. I can't remember if it's Globe Life Field or Globe Life Park. I can't remember which one. But at any rate, it was fun. Although he only lasted 3 innings. He didn't want to go, I didn't want to get the real expensive seats. So we went, I bought some seats kind of on the third base side. But they were way up there. This one's stopping short. This is flight 2217 coming in from LaGuardia Airport in New York. Max 8. So anyway, Mason he just turned 8 and he looked up at the crowd or at the stadium. He didn't want to go up where our seats were. So we made do. He got the best pretzel he'd ever had in the world. He calls it a pretzel. Certainly the most expensive pretzel I've ever purchased was $8. but that's life in the big sporting arenas these days, I guess. I took him there because my recollection is that my first professional ball game was right about that age. My dad took us to see the New York Mets play at the Polo Grounds in New York, which is where they played their first season or two before they moved to Shea Stadium. That tells you how long ago this was. And one of my most stark memories of attending that first game. I know there's a plane here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Coming in from Colorado Springs, this is 737-700. One of my most strongest childhood memories was walking up the ramp of the Polo Grounds and seeing the field in what to me was it was just total technicolor. That was the greenest grass I'd ever seen, the brownest dirt I'd ever seen. And the reason is because I'd grown up to that point watching professional baseball games on TV, and to us, TV was a 19-inch black and white set. So I was just overwhelmed with the intensity of the color in person. Not that I'd never seen grass before, but I'd just never seen it that color. And one of my other attractions as a young technologist was going over to the WOR-TV camera, which was not far from where our seats were. And it was a color camera, and it was this gigantic thing. It was an old RCA, one of their original color camera models, and it was just overwhelmingly large. And I reflect back on that when I think what I'm able to put together for you guys that I can fit into a compact SUV and broadcast to the world. That's just amazing. So what do we see take off there? I will tell you that was Flight 7 to Houston, 737-800. We've got 3 planes that are just itching to take off from runway 13 right here at Dallas Lovefield. So I think we've now thanked all of our fans, all of our members. So thank you so much once again. And again, if you're a new member, watch for your name to appear on a future thank you crawl, because we have to prepare those in advance. Let's see, we'll put our clock back in here. Well, we're in our home stretch. At today's broadcast at Dallas Lovefield. Flight 889 going to Lubbock, Texas, a 737-700 is now making the turn onto runway 13 right at Dallas Lovefield.
Southwest 1357, left tower, runway 13 right, line up and wait. 13 right, line up and wait, Southwest 1357.
And you just heard Flight 1357 right behind that. That's going to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Southwest 889, contact departure, good day.
Look at some of the private planes we've got lined up here on the west side of the airport. I can't really see them all that well, but a bunch of tails there for you as we get ready to swing around to watch the flight to Little Rock take off. I don't have our thermometer on the screen today. It's probably just as well that I don't see what the temperature is here when it's not even 9 a.m. in the morning. I think we've been hitting 100 plus Fahrenheit every day this week. Ryan S. says, good morning, great spotters. PA Flyer 65 says, good morning, Walt, from Reading, PA. Glad to see you here with us. MJ Scanlon has to go. So good to see you again. Thanks for your participation today. Richard Carlisle from Indiana says, good morning, Walt and everyone.
Continue for 1 to right.
41, 26 left tower, runway 13 right, mile way traffic, 9 miles left base for final. Our boys,
Love Tower, helicopter 505 Hotel Foxtrot, 83 layout. Hotel Foxtrot, assistant jet center, requesting 183 route west.
505 Hotel Foxtrot, roger, squawk 4662 and hold position.
4662, holding position.
Southwest 4126, RNAV door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff. RNAV door set, clear takeoff, Southwest 4126.
Flight 4126 to Amarillo. A MAX 8 is now rolling.
44 left tower, runway 13 right, clear to land, wind calm.
Clear land, 1 to right, Southwest 44.
Helicopter 505 Hotel Foxtrot, departure from the business jet center rapidly at your own risk. Proceed on course, have traffic, 6 mile final, runway 13 right.
5 Hotel Foxtrot, proceeding on course. Am I cleared to cross both runways at this time? Crossing runways now, 5 Hotel Foxtrot.
Now I see a helicopter. See if we can get that in our sights here. Fluttering around.
West 4126, contact departure today. Good day. Exit 798, you still on me?
Now it seems to be going away from us, and oh, there it is.
Roger, Pop Hotel Fox, that is the radar contact, a mile west of Love Airfield, altitude indicates 1,000 feet.
5 Hotel Foxtrot confirmed at 1,000.
Intersection of aircraft and helicopter.
Helicopter Fox, 5 Hotel Fox, contact is up East Tower on 127.5. Have a good day.
5 Hotel Foxtrot switching to 127.5. Thanks for your help.
Can't tell you what that other aircraft was. Tom Marchant says, good morning, Walt. My son Liam and I are watching and enjoying our time. Happy to hear that. Scrolling back here. The Adventures of Gibby. We're talking about baseball. Says, my first game was June 1983 at Shea Stadium, Mets versus Pittsburgh. A doubleheader where both games went 13 innings. Whoa. You stay through the whole thing? Going along is that flight 1144 coming in from St. Louis, 737-800.
520 RNAV door set, runway 1 to the right, clear for takeoff.
This takes off, RNAV door set, gentlemen.
Like we've got a Bombardier Challenger 300 off to Branson, Missouri.
Traffic, 7 mile left base, final runway 1 to the right, left way. Direct, wait, 3474.
Branson, of course, a big entertainment center. Lots of live shows and attractions, and there's a lake there, I think.
Southwest 3474, RNAV door set, runway 1 to the right, clear for takeoff.
Southwest flight 3474. It's going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, 737. 700.
Left tower, Delta traffic, 7 out, runway 1 to right, left way.
Delta traffic, 5 miles, runway 1 to right, Delta traffic.
3474, 50 speed up and contact approach today.
And now, flight 569, Southwest Airlines. This plane is going to be going
569 on outdoor set, runway 1 through right, clear for takeoff.
Outdoor set, let's take off.
to Midland, Texas. 737-700.
Southwest 3803, runway 1 through right, clear to land.
1 3 right, clear to land, Southwest 3803.
And there's an example of the split-second timing. Takeoff followed immediately by an arrival. And yes, if that sounds loud to you, it is a loud sound from where we are. On top of a parking garage adjacent to runway 13, right here at Dallas Lovefield. Well, the iPod I've been using to monitor our comments and such has locked up due to heat. So if I miss anybody's comments, I apologize for that. We've only got a few more minutes with you. Here's flight 267 from, well, it's going to Tulsa to 737-700.
Southwest 267, contact departure, good day.
Southwest 267 to departure, good day.
Digit 327 on outdoor set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
We have another Embraer Phenom 300. This one off to Gunnison, Colorado. Hans Olaf Mork, coming to us from, is that Norway? I can never remember. He always corrects me. Seems like some of these planes are getting ready to break the sound barrier.
327 contact departure. Departure. Take this at 244 on that door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff. 13 right, clear takeoff, 244.
This big Saab is coming up behind us again. A fantastic looking plane. Now that'll give Wellington Flights Live a run for his money with his dashies. Very distinctive sound. The plane is registered to Marigrass Air Charter. There is no destination associated with it. Once again, it's a Saab 2000 dating back to the year 1995. We may have had some other 20th century planes today. That's the only one we had identified earlier. And Hans confirms that that was the flag of Norway, so at least I had that right today, Hans. And Blue Dragon, who says, love those props. Guess those are refreshing to see, especially on such a large plane. Well, here comes flight 4777. It's Southwest Airlines. It's a 737-800, and it's going to Indianapolis. One more dart train for you.
Southwest 4 to Love Tower, runway 13 right, and line up and wait. Right, runway 13 right, Southwest 4.
And Han says that's Saab 2000, one of his absolute favorites. So I'm glad we could bring that to you, and I think we'll get to see that thing taking off here shortly. Is this it here? Out of the blue of the western sky comes Sky King.
Runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV board set, clear for takeoff, runway 13 for your access.
Of course, that's not what Sky King flew, but...
Sam, 681, contact course today.
Well, I think that's going to about do it for us. I know it's not quite 9 o'clock yet, but got to get things packed up to head to work.
Secure Hotel Mike, RNAV door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
That was flight 4 off to Orlando, Florida, 737-700. Let's see, we have anything else interesting to see before we go? Just a Learjet 60. And with that, I think we're going to bid you adieu. Now, normally at this time, we bring you Chatstravaganza, where you listen to music and I pack up. But both of our iPads have now frozen up, well, not frozen up, but heated up, and they are not currently music enabled, or they're not enabled to do anything really. So before my main, it looks like that camera has frozen up as well. So we're down to one working camera here at Dallas Lovefield. So yes, no point in Chatstravaganza even if we didn't have music, because there's nothing we can show you. So I guess we'll show you a scene of the downtown Dallas skyline as we bid you adieu and adios and aloha from Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. No, check that, from Dallas Lovefield. The heat is getting to me, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you so much. Hum to yourself. I'll play some of your comments as we head on out of here, and hope to see you next time, sometime this weekend, I'm reasonably certain, for another edition of Runway DFW. Thank you for watching. Thanks to all of our great mods who popped in today, even if only for a little while. Some of you guys and gals for the whole shebang. Glad you could hang out with us. Thanks to all of our members. Thank you to our channel sponsor, of course, James Webb, as always. And again, watch out for us, because next month we will be with we'll be on the road going to Los Angeles for the Cranky Dork Fest weekend, and then it's Runway DFW live from, we hope, Incheon Airport in Seoul, South Korea. So that will be a bunch of fun, and we will be looking forward to doing that with you. So until next time, happy contrails to you until we meet again, and we'll see you soon from Runway DFW.
Tower, call 737, short final 123.05, runway 13 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 13 right, looking for the 737 charge.
Charlie 4 check, take ground,
Tell us to start the ground.